Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really getting into a potentially massive move in the Premier League.
That's right. Newcastle United's reported pursuit of Hugo Ekitike.
Exactly. He's the Eintracht Frankfurt striker.
Yeah.
And this isn't just, your average transfer rumor.
No, it feels bigger. It speaks volumes about ambition, about where Newcastle sees itself going.
We've pulled together the key details from BBC Sport and other reliable sources to really unpack this for you. Let's dive in.
Okay, so the ambition part. It's clear, isn't it? This potential move for Ekitike, it's like a signal flare.
A signal of intent for Europe, you mean?
Definitely, competing at the highest level.
Right, but that hinges on the player. So let's talk about Hugo Ekitike himself. What makes him stand out? What did he actually do last season?
Well, the numbers, they really do catch your eye. He's only 23, French striker.
Young, okay.
And last season for Frankfurt, 15 goals. Plus 8 assists.
Wow, okay. 15 and 8?
Yeah, and that was key to them finishing third in the Bundesliga. That's a tough league.
No kidding. So it's not just goals, it's creating chances too.
Exactly. That mix of finishing and, well, vision, it's pretty rare, especially at his age. Makes him valuable.
And valuable means expensive, right? The figures being talked about are, frankly, staggering. Sources are saying potentially over 70 million pounds.
It's a huge sum, a really huge sum, especially for a 23-year-old.
More than they paid for Isak?
Oh, yeah. That was 63 million pounds back in 2022. This would blow past that club record.
So what does spending that kind of money signal? Beyond just buying a player?
It's Newcastle flexing their muscles financially. They're not just aiming to be in the top tier. They want to set the pace, secure the talent they need for their future.
It's a real statement piece then.
Absolutely. A marker of intent for establishing themselves among Europe's elite clubs.
Okay, but if they spend that much on Ekitike, what happens with Alexander Isak? He's their current top striker, isn't he?
He is, and that's an interesting point. Despite chasing Ekitike, the reports, especially from the BBC, are very clear.
Saying what?
Newcastle has explicitly stated no interest in selling Isak, even with reported interest from clubs like Liverpool.
So they want both.
It looks like they're aiming to strengthen, add depth, not just replace. You need that, right? Especially with Champions League football.
True. The demands of playing in Europe plus the Premier League, you need options. Competition for places.
Exactly. Having two high-caliber strikers, that could be a massive advantage across a long season.
It puts Newcastle in a strong position. And what about Frankfurt's side of this? Ekitike only joined them properly last summer, right? After a loan?
That's right. Came from PSG, initially on loan, then made permanent. And he's still got 4 years left on his contract.
4 years. So Frankfurt hold the cards, really.
Pretty much. They're under zero pressure to sell, which means Newcastle likely has to meet their price if they really want him. Reflects his contract, his potential, Frankfurt's own success.
Makes sense. It wouldn't be a cheap deal by any means.
No, it's a strategic move, if it comes off. Not a bargain hunt.
And this fits into Newcastle's wider strategy, doesn't it? They finished 5th last season.
Yep, got that Champions League spot.
And they just signed Anthony Elanga, too, for what, 55 million?
Correct. From Nottingham Forest. So you see the pattern.
Yeah.
This isn't happening in isolation.
It's calculated, building a squad for Europe.
Precisely.
Yeah.
They need the quality and the depth for the Champions League stage. Elanga was one piece. Ekitike would be another really significant piece. Young, proven goal scorer. Fits the profile for building a squad that can compete now and in the future.
So pulling it all together, the player's profile, the potentially record-breaking fee, the context of Champions League football.
Right.
What's the bottom line here?
It's a clear, ambitious strategy. Newcastle isn't messing around. They want to compete at the very top domestically and in Europe.
Investing heavily in young, high-potential talent seems key to that, building for the long haul.
Definitely. Which leads us to a final thought, something for you listening to consider. Well, when you see this kind of money, potentially over 70 million pounds, being invested in a 23-year-old like Ekitike, what does that tell us about just how high the financial stakes are getting in elite football?
Yeah, the numbers keep climbing.
And think about the pressure. What kind of weight does that huge price tag put on a young player walking into a team with Champions League expectations? It's immense. Something to keep an eye on for sure.